So, welcome. I'm Dr. Bart Rademaker, prescription for your transformation, real people, real conversations, and real success. And today is a great day for me because I get to interview a very unique uh, group of people in this world. And it's a group of people that I believe that can inspire us to see the world in a different perspective. And quite frankly, in perspectives that just elevate our spirit in much higher levels. And to see things in a different way so that we can modify our lives so that our lives can be even richer. And it's particularly evident in this group of artists that bring their art, bring their magic, bring their treasures to a very unique place in the world. And in that place, which is a beautiful thing that gets created, it's a place of radical expression, but also tolerance and acceptance and open-mindedness, for what's out there. And so it's an opportunity to see the world in so many different ways and actually just challenge you to open your mind. And today I'm really excited to be interviewing Peter Hazel, an incredible artist. And when you go to his website, peterhazel.com, see the most amazing kind of work. And this is kind of work that I was introduced to when I was very young, living in Mexico, and using his style, seeing his style of work just brought wonderful memories. And my gift that I got last year going to Burning Man is seeing this beautiful artwork in the middle of the desert called was it the bloom or the jellyfish? And it was just absolutely brilliant. So, Peter, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So share with us, what that artwork is. What's so incredible, special, and what's that gift that you want us to receive as we go to Burning Man and experience that art. And in a moment, I'll put it on the screen what that looks like.
Well, it's kind of a bit of a story for me personally. I've been a tile and granite contractor my whole life. I grew up in Half Moon Bay, and I went right into the trades. And my father was actually an artist, and he provided a great living for us as an artist. My mom was too, but I was intimidated by it. So right out of high school, I joined the Carpenters Union, and I was racing dirt bikes, and I was didn't have much to do with art whatsoever. My mom would say, "We're Hazels, we're artisans." I'm like, "Yeah, right, Mom, whatever." And later in life, after my kids started to kind of flee and grow leave the nest, I not so much into dirt bikes anymore. And I went on a trip to Barcelona, and I saw what Gaudi did, and I was blown away what he did. And being a tile and granite contractor and Gaudi, I'm sure you're familiar with Gaudi's work. I came home and I thought, hell, I could do that. So I started to just make art. I was probably 52. I'm 60 now. So it's new to me. It's exciting. It's fresh. And I kind of bring a different perspective into art, being in construction. I've been interviewed by a few places, and they would ask me, what art college did you go to? I go, well, I didn't even go to college. I just went right into the trades. As a matter of fact, I think there's a lot of tradesmen that are fantastic artists that kind of get pushed to the side, So I'm kind of sticking up for all the tradesmen out there. And so I bring hard work to and ethics to the art world, and we've always been trying to improve our crafts as carpenters or tile setters or what have you. So 5 years ago, I went to Burning Man for the first time. I got drug out there. I didn't really want to go. You hear all these crazy rumors. And after I won, I was really amazed. And like you said, the openness and how friendly everyone was. It was. I couldn't believe it. How friendly everybody was, and how fun it was. And well, I thought this is cool. I want to make art and bring it to Burning Man. So I brought out some daffodils, and people liked it. And I'm very competitive and driven, and so I want to do something big. So this year we did Bloom, which was 40 feet tall, and it was a huge project. I mean, we raised our own money. It was all done with volunteers. It was an enormous undertaking. As a matter of fact, this year, I wasn't happy with it last year. It wasn't quite done when we ran out of time. And I got, it was just such a massive project. So lucky for me, they're giving me an honorarium to go back. And I get to redeem myself in my mind, A lot of people liked it, but if you look close, it needed some help. So we're going back, and I'm excited to bring it back.
Well, I have to tell you, I saw it, and what I love about Burning Man and the artwork there is you're just not a spectator, you're a participant, and going into your art form was just absolutely mind blowing. It's actually my favorite one there, and just because of the experience and what actually was really nice about it too, Peter, was you were there, and it was neat to talk to you. And I know you talked to thousands of people, and everybody was waiting in line to talk to you and hear about it. And so, for me, it's a great honor to be talking to you today. But tell me, what's the inspiration behind this? I mean, what does this represent?
Well, being a new artist, I'm trying to find my way in the art world. Where's my style? And I grew up on the coast, and I'm a fisherman and abalone diver, so I do a lot of diving, or a lot of free diving. And the year before, we did a big mosaic octopus, and it was a huge hit out there. It was actually one of my favorite pieces. And while I was there, the year before, in 2016, we did the octopus. I thought, I started to get into glass, and I thought, I really enjoy working with glass. And what can we do that's glass-like? Well, jellyfish are translucent. So I thought, how cool would it be to do a massive dome out of glass that people could go inside? And it's like, I know, we'll do a jellyfish. And how are we going to do the glass? Well, we'll make 1,600 little glass jellyfish. And so all those little bowls are little glass jellyfish. As a matter of fact, we just I started making these little jellyfish, these little pendants that you hang on the wall, and the Smithsonian's got them, and they're selling them quite rapidly, and they're from that piece.
That's
so
brilliant.
There's the one. So we took that, and we hand blown some tentacles and put an LED light on it, and you hang it from your ceiling, and they're pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that's just absolutely brilliant. So what have people been telling you last year? What was their response? I mean, what was their experience?
To be honest with you, when we first did the octopus, we were done Sunday. We turned it on, and going out there, I've never had any attention like that. You're like a rock star out there for about 7 days. It's pretty awesome. You imagine something in your head, then it takes 5 months to make it. Then you drag it out there with all your volunteers. You set it up, and you don't know if they're going to like it or hate it or what. Well, the octopus was a huge success. However, with the jellyfish this year being in the keyhole, something this massive, we fell behind time. We didn't finish until Tuesday, and it still quite wasn't done. It beat the crap out of me. I didn't get the same responses I did with the octopus, and someone with a fine eye could tell it wasn't quite done, it quite wasn't finished, and it kind of hurt. Most folks liked it a lot, but if you look really close, it's like I want it to be perfect. There's the octopus,
right?
And it wasn't quite perfect. It wasn't quite done, and it kind of beat us all up. And I was a little bummed when I left, to tell you the truth.
I don't know if I can speak for anybody there. What?
A lot of the art I make, you make an art piece and you have an idea and you do a model and drawings, and then you make it, and you stand back, and you're like, something's missing, you
Yeah.
know? Or sometimes you do a piece, and you're like, oh, my God, we hit a home run. But the problem is it takes months and months and months before you even bloom. I mean, you don't have time to change anything. You put it up, you bolt it together, and you're done. That's it. You don't have any more time. So this year we get to go back and fine tune it, and really, you know. So like I said, I'm happy I get to go back, and hopefully it's what I have in my head, you know, that it comes out the way I want it to.
Well, if I can speak for anybody who's been there, I know that a lot of people were talking about it, and you know, it was a major marker on the playa in the desert, and it actually saved me a couple of times because getting lost in the playa is an easy thing to do, and I kept on looking for the jellyfish, and kind of could reorientate myself.
Right.
This is so, but when we talk about your art, of this particular project. It's a lot of work goes into this, and a lot of thought, and a lot of flexibility, and a lot of help. How many people are helping you with this?
We had about on and off 40 people. I had one volunteer, Matt, and he put in 1,300 hours. The amount of hours and work is it's enormous. I mean, we had to make 1,600 glass bowls. Each bowl, we had to fuse it, and then we had to slump it. So it was in the kiln for a total of 50 hours for one bowl. So we would set up multiple kilns. We had about 8 kilns going. We were, towards the end, we were doing about 25 a day. And then even the steel structure with Mike Johnson's help, it was a massive structure. It was 17 tons. It was all engineered by K2 Engineering, and the steel work was huge. I mean, we had, I would say, 3 full days worth of the crane out there, and there were some trial and errors, you know, lifting stuff up. Then we didn't quite fit. We had to take it back down, change it up. They weren't too happy. It was the biggest, most massive project I've ever jumped into. I've always been kind of a go for it guy and foo-wee. I met my match on this one.
Well, and again, I mean, the environment isn't exactly, helping you either. I mean, extreme weather, everything is just not accessible. You don't really have electricity there available, and water and food. And so you have to bring everything in and take everything out again. And that's, again, what's pretty unique about it. So this year, obviously, you're going to be a lot more ready for it, and anything different that you're going to do in a sense as to what you want people to experience specifically. I know you're
the lights. We really want a light show, and that was one of the biggest disappointments. So we're working on a spectacular light show this year. I didn't really like the cloth tentacles, so we're going to make them out of metal. And then we want to try and double the glass, so there's a layer of glass, some depth to it, rather than just kind of facade of glass. The good thing is we've already went through this drill once before, and we learned a lot. I learned so much, and one thing about art is that a lot of the stuff people do, and especially out at Burning Man, no one's ever done before.
Right.
And you go out there and you kind of fall down on your face and you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just keep going and learn from your mistakes. And you got to be extremely persistent, and driven. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life, was to build the jelly out there.
I was reading Jennifer Razor's book about all the Burning Man art, and she says that very, very specifically in her book, magnificent book. If anybody wants to get it, by Jennifer Razor, and I'm sure you've seen it. I think you're even portrayed in it. I'm not sure, but she talks about the fact that some of the art is just in process when they get there, and sometimes finish at the very end, and sometimes don't even finish just because of the conditions, which makes it completely different. It's more of a dynamic experience, which makes this kind of art so unique and beautiful. And I love art, and I like going to museums, but there's not enough interaction for me. And so when I get to interact with the art, it just takes a whole different form, because then I feel like I'm part of, the artist's vision, if you will, and actually integrate it at a much deeper level. And that's why I enjoyed so much, going to yours.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So again, the first piece I brought out there was these mosaic daffodils, and I thought it was really cool, but you couldn't climb on them. There's no lights. There's no fire. No anything. So I go, let's make it a little more interactive. So the next piece, we had lights, but you couldn't climb on it. Everyone's like, where do we go up inside of it? Like, So, it's like, it's this learning curve. It's a huge learning process. And
so are you thinking, any future, Burning Man events like 2019 or 2020 about doing something different?
I was just thinking about it today. Usually when I get home after Burning Man, I'm just so torn apart that I'm never doing that again. And after a while, it's here we go. They were saying, I thought you weren't going back again. And it's like, yeah, I got to finish what I started. But something that big and massive, I don't think so. Unless I get some real financial help, it's too massive. It's difficult. I mean, it's scary. Trying to raise money. And, all right, we got enough money for lights. What about this deal? Ooh, let's do a fundraiser, and it's that's stressful. So
and that's actually one of the reasons for my interviews, by the way. And for anybody listening in, Burning Man is also about contribution, and we're all helping each other. There's 70,000 people there, complete strangers, most of them, and out with this mindset of radical expression, radical tolerance, and contribution, and helping others. And so part of what I'm hoping to achieve here, Peter, is for you also to get a lot more recognition about your work, and get support. And support can come in two forms, whether people support or just fundraising. So what are some ways that we can support you in your project?
Well, we do. We got a hatch fund right now, and we got a cut. We're going to do a fundraiser in San Francisco on Sunday night, and last year we actually sold 180 of the glass jelly bowls. That really brought in some money. That helped us out a lot. Anything. We're going to have T-shirts. Right now we're making these little glass medallions. Where's one of them? Where'd it go? Out of recycled glass. We're going to do something like this with these little.
I love it. Right.
So,
well, is there a website that people can go to so that they can actually begin purchasing these things? Because again, it's just amazing work that you do, and having these kinds of artwork at home is just, it's an awesome thing.
We're doing a lot of stuff on Facebook. So if you search this Peter Hazel on Facebook, or Artworks by Peter Hazel, or text us through my website, or it's just Peter Hazel, or peter@peterhazel.com if you reach out to us. I don't have the specific link in front of me for the hatch fund. Okay. So a lot of times, some of the stuff's so big, I kind of delegate stuff off, and I got this gal Morgan that works with me, and she's in charge of all that stuff, and she's doing a fantastic job.
Oh, nice. Yeah, maybe have her just contact me, or through Messenger, and just say, give me the links or whatever, because what I'm hoping to achieve, and this is what I've been doing for the last 2 years on my platform, is really getting people's message out there in ways that they would not have gotten in the past, and also to help people find you so that you can be supported, and you can be helped, and you can build your creations, and in turn inspire others. And that's exactly what this platform is really all about. And so, yeah, just have her connect with me.
Okay, I can. That's the toughest part. Is just money.
Yeah.
Some guys out there get funded. Yay them. Some don't. Some people don't even. They struggle to do a smaller piece out there. But yeah, the financial support's huge.
Right.
It just takes a lot of weight off of us, and but if we don't, we're gonna go out there anyway.
Awesome. Well,
yeah.
So if you had a number that you wanted to raise through maybe any of the efforts that I can do or you do, I mean, how much money would be helpful?
Well, last year we actually raised close to 90,000, including some of the money that the men gave us, and I was about maybe 20 grand in the hole.
Okay.
This year we don't need so much. If we could raise 40 grand, it's going to be easy. We already have all the steel. I'd like to put in like $10,000 or $15,000 into the lights, and that's a big deal. So the problem is, this year we started our hatch fund, we launched it, but it's really weak this year because people were really excited about it last year. It's this new thing. This year, it's like,
right.
we're not. It's going to be a little tougher to raise money this year. So we'll see.
Well, maybe this platform can help you and get the message out to those that didn't know that there was an opportunity to support you.
These little medallions, we'll be selling these for like $25, and that goes a long ways, if we get a lot of support with those, or the glass bowls just the bowls, we were selling those for $100, and yeah, like I said, so that's 18,000. That was huge.
Well, I'll definitely buy one of those anyhow because I right. So that's my way to contribute.
Well, and then you get a piece of the art that was out there as well.
Yeah.
So, it helps a lot.
So tell me share with me once again your overall vision of your type of art, because I think it's unique, and what I think is amazing, and I have to honor you with the courage that you have, at your age, just to go on a completely new track in life, and really, I guess you found your passion, and so what is your art really all about, and what is that kind of experience that you want people to have because of your art?
Well, I bring a lot of color, and a lot of my art's happy art. It's colorful, it's fun, it's whimsical, and everyone can relate to it. Little kids, old people. It's not a fancy piece in a gallery that it's easy to connect to. And like I said, it's like a musician. You write a song, and if people like it, my God, it feels so good. It's so amazing. You can't describe it, or people come up to you and they know who you are. You don't know them, and it's so incredibly flattering. It's amazing, and like I said earlier, it's like my chance to be a rock star. And if you hit a home run out there, you're gonna be, and it feels so good to make that many people happy and that many smiles on their faces. And versus when we would do a tile job, we'd go in, do a tile job, and then, oh, that's nice. And you wait a couple of weeks and you get your check, and that's about it. But you do a fabulous art piece. Oh my gosh. It's like,
No,
and it affirms your, sometimes I'm going, what am I, nuts? What am I doing? I should just go stick to doing tile work and have a steady lifestyle, but when you make something in your head, it goes from your head to your hands, your hands, and then out to the ply. And if you do a spectacular job, it's hard to describe the feeling.
Yeah. I have to say, I mean, I'm going to invite people to go to peterhazel.com, his website, and just experience the artwork that he has. And one thing I personally feel about art is that, all the great artists in the world, and you can buy their art for $100 million. If you want. I think recently Christie sold something for $147 million. And you think to yourself, okay, great art. And then a lot of expression. But what's so wonderful about this, and I think your words are very key, is it's relatable, and it's relatable to all ages. And the beauty of it, in my eyes, is that I think in all of us, there's this artist in there. If you ask any kid, for example, can you do any kind of art? Can you paint? And every single kid will say absolutely. And then you ask the same question of the adults, and they'll say all of them will say, no, I can't. And so you let us experience the child inside of us who is that artist, who gets to enjoy the color, who gets to see different forms, who gets to interact and play with it. I mean, I just saw a picture with the little kids on your octopus. And yeah. What a beautiful thing, and what a beautiful gift, versus having a Picasso or Renoir in the museum that you can't touch, or you can't take home with you. These are experiences that, in essence, you do get to take home with you. And not saying that one art is better than the other for sure, but what's nice about it is that it inspires the fire within us to say, oh, wow, I can do that, and I can be part of that. And so that's your real gift to us, Peter. And that was my experience when I went up to Jellyfish. Huh?
The first art piece I decided to make, I just wanted to make art, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And my biggest fear is that my kids would come in and see me making this big mosaic fish and go, what the hell are you doing, Dad? Sure enough, they come in, they say, what the hell are you doing? My dad's lost it. They ran off. But it's like, I have a big dream, and I don't want, nothing's going to stop me. It's persistent. And you fall down a lot, and you fail a lot, and you get up, and you just keep going and going. And then you hit a couple of home runs, and then you fall on your face. And
right.
Just go until things start to click, and from that day when my kids were laughing at me, like, what the hell? Dad's lost it, and till today, now they're super proud of me. And I say, chase your dream. You ever hear someone say, I'm going to write a book when I retire, and they never do?
Right. Yeah.
Write the book. Go write the book.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And actually, I recently very, very clearly defined my mission in life. And with all the things that I do, and I do a lot of different things besides being a surgeon and a peak performance strategist and a lot of other things. But my mission is to inspire others to dream again. And that's through this kind of work. And you said it, you nailed it. You're following your dream, you're doing your dream. And, how awesome is that? And too many of us, never get that chance. And so,
one of the things to do is throw your TV away. You'd be surprised how much time you have.
Yep.
I don't have a television. It's like, it's a waste of time. Why watch someone else do their thing when you do it yourself?
Yeah, that's so true. So, Peter, I really want to thank you for today. And again, I want to reach out to anybody listening in, and please, share this interview with others on Facebook so that everyone knows that, let's help the artists. Let's support the artists, whether it's actual helping you labor-wise, but also financially, because it's such an incredible gift. And these things are really expensive, and particularly the size and scope of what you're doing. And so, I'm reaching out, doing this call to action to others. And so what's the best way to find you again, Peter? Through your Facebook page?
Facebook page, or just or check out the website at peterhazel.com. or you can email us, peter@peterhazel.com.
Great. So thank you so much. And I just want to I want to give you the last word, what you want to share with any potential burners or burners that are coming in, or non-burners who just love your art.
Well, one thing for sure, the art at Burning Man every year is just they go up levels and levels and levels, and we try and outdo, there's a little bit of competition there. We try to outdo ourselves, and then you still want to be one of the top pieces out there. So, but every year it grows and grows and grows. I'd have to say, don't listen to all the BS about the naked people and orgies and everything else out there at Burning Man. It's an amazing experience, and don't let it stop you from going. You got to go once and check it out. A lot of people judge Burning Man without even being there. Until you go, you won't know what it's like out there.
And I would absolutely 100% concur. And I feel this strong pull towards this new Burning Man, and it's my second one. And last year was an incredible experience. And again, it's that freedom to be yourself, and even more important, the freedom just to see other people how they are, and that's so much fun. And it's a community that really cares, and it's committed, to have this radical, reliance and self-expression. So, Peter, I really want to thank you. I look forward to helping you get all the support that you need.
Okay.
Also, once on the playa, and enjoy the experience once again. And if anything comes up that you want to get back on this interview, this platform, by all means, maybe closer towards Burning Man. And signing off, I'm Dr. Bart Rademaker, Prescription for Your Transformation. Real people, real conversations, real success. Talking to Peter Hazel, Bloom, for Burning Man 2018. Peter, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thanks.